I'm Alyssa Coltrane with Ivy Experience, and this is why the way the University of Michigan handled early decision deferrals is ultimately unfair to their applicants. Let me start off by saying nothing in this video is meant to undermine any of the students who were accepted to University of Michigan last night via their new early decision program. Congratulations to you. We know how hard you've worked to get here. But for those students who were deferred from University of Michigan last night, I want you all to do something. Go log into your portal and check out that section that says important dates. Check out when it says you're supposed to get your next decision notification. Is it in January or is it in March? If you're seeing January, that means that you were deferred from the early decision pool to the early action pool. So you are no longer bound by your early decision commitment to Michigan. This is very typical of any early decision process, but here's the thing that Michigan did differently, and we think unfairly. Most schools, when they defer an early decision candidate, will defer that student from early decision. You apply early, you hear back early, you are making a binding commitment to regular decision, where you would hear back in March or April and ultimately make your decision by May 1st, commitment day. By deferring students instead to early action with that notification date in January, what Michigan has done is shorten up the timeline for every student to get in their updated mid-year grades. For East Coast students whose school year began after Labor Day, they may not even have their mid-year grades by that point. And even if they do, it's going to be incredibly tight to get those documents to Michigan and have them processed before early action releases. This also tightens up the window that students have to fill out the ECI, the form that University of Michigan gives you in order to provide updates to your application in a way that wouldn't happen if you were a regular decision applicant. But here's the real problem. And to explain this, let's talk about why a college or university defers early decision applicants. Typically, when a university defers an early decision applicant, it's for one of two reasons. One, they want to see the first two semesters, the first half of senior year grades. And we've already talked a little bit about why that's going to be a problem for Michigan for students who aren't able to provide a mid-year update by that January deadline. The other reason that a university would defer students to regular decision is two, they want to see the entirety of their applicant pool before making decisions, which once again, Michigan isn't going to be able to do for students who were deferred into the early action pool. They're not going to be able to compare these students against the regular decision pool. They may not have grades. They have no new information to make a decision about these students. So why were they deferred to early action? Here's the one final thing. And if anyone watching this is, other industry professionals or parents who have gone through this process before, you know that Michigan has a particular reputation when it comes to early action. They, like many public universities, want to ensure that they have a certain percentage of in-state students, and early action often becomes a way to meet that commitment. A lot of in-state students get admitted, a few select out-of-state students get admitted, but the vast majority of out-of-state students get deferred from early action to regular decision. So what's going to happen to these early decision students who were deferred from early decision to early action? A place where Michigan has then historically just deferred again and move these students to regular decision. So Michigan, you're setting up students to rush to get you transcripts and ECIs and you're likely going to defer them again in January. This is already a stressful time for students. This is already a point where many students got their hopes up. They made early decision commitments to you as an institution. They're already disappointed by being deferred once, and now you're setting them up to rush to get all of this into you, get their hopes up again, and we're expecting to see, once again, massive deferrals into March. This isn't fair to students. There's a reason why no other university handles early decision deferrals that way, and Michigan, you got to do better next year.